Hi guys, Kirk here with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Well guys, what I show you folks today is two things. Can you plaster scratch and brown without windows and doors in? Yeah, you could. It's a little bit of extra work for us to come back and tie it in. But yeah, we do this all the time. What we do is we generally leave the paper hanging out, the wire long, and then folks put the door in. And then what I'll come and do is I'll take my hammer tacker, this side's already cut, and I'll tack it all down. Then for the sake of video, this is too little of work to go ahead and try to pull out my staple gun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put nails in here. I'm going to put nails every 6 inches because I don't want to pull out my compressor. Then once I'm done with all those nails, I'm going to take the caulking and put a fat bead of caulking right in here, just like this. And any good polyurethane will work. I mean, I have what I like. I have Dan, my son, who's mixing me up 2 buckets of hot mud, and we're going to slam this out. Another question I get is, how long can you leave the paper? Guys, you can leave the paper about 4 or 5 weeks. You can leave it longer if it's covered, or if it's in a high windy area, you can't even leave it that. So it all depends on the vibration and the condition of this. So this has been about 4 weeks, so we still have a lot of time. Anyhow, guys, depending on who you call, the paper manufacturers cover their own liability. They'll tell you, oh, about 5 weeks max. But I get asked that question often, how long can we leave the paper? Anyway, Jay and I are going to go ahead and put this thing back together. And Dan, by that time, Dan will be done with the 2 buckets of mud. We're going to go ahead and scratch and brown this in. And my buddies are going to go ahead and paint it to match the existing. We'll show it to you when we get to that stage. All right, guys, I've got accelerators in this stuff. 3 cups of luminite. When I first bought this stuff, 1 cup of luminite would have done. But luminite gets old. The longer you have it, the more you got to mix in your cement. So I'm just going to slam this guy out here. This won't take us but 15 minutes to do the whole thing, I think. Right here, they got a little gung-ho with the paint, and they painted over what we still have to put a coat over it. Here's floated, here's Derby lines. And I thought, man, you guys got real ambitious, but no big deal. We just happen to have some bonding agent on the truck as usual. So I'll show you one side. Well, okay, we're getting there. This is how easy it is. So some of you folks that say, man, I haven't got a window or a door in, don't panic. Not the end of the world. See where I'm going with this. Piece of cake. See how stiff this mud is already. That's a lot of mud right there. That's just the way I want it. All right, Dan, mix me 1 more or half a bucket. A lot of accelerators in here. lot of mud. So when he mixes me some more, we'll continue. Another tip, guys. Let me get some more mud. Here we go. Right on that knee. That should do it. Okay. Now, we'll come here. I'll fill it flush. Then I'll cut it back. You say, what does filling it flush mean? Okay, that's all the mud we're going to need on this guy. And this has got accelerators in it. Don't need that. Now I filled it out full. Now I'm going to take my trowel, pull it back that quarter inch, quarter. I'm taking it on its edge and filling it, pulling it up, getting rid of it. And as far as a little bit of mud in this outlet, well, that's okay too. We take our finger, just pop it right out of there. All right, fill it up here, pull it out, fill it. And since I started on that side over there, that's probably set. And when I say it's set, I just spread it like less than a minute ago. If you got a wire sticking up, take your finger, push it down. Okay, now we got, and then what I do is I open my cement up. I take the trowel on edge. I take it on edge, I'm opening it now. So it's going to set even faster. A little technique to that stuff, guys. Takes a little bit of practice. Taking it on edge, kind of like a skier where you take your boards and you take it on edge. All right, now that I got that, last thing I'm going to do is float this. And since I don't have a float bucket, float. Here we go, guys. Now I'm going to take this guy here. When I clean it, I'll just do one side so you can see. I don't want to hold you up. Here we go. I take this, clean it here, clean the edge first. Now I got my edge clean. I'm flipping this trowel or float around, and then I'm going upward, right in here, and then I'm tying it into the wall. Tying it into the wall. A lot of water. Okay. See how that one's in there? Now I clean this again. Tap it out a couple times, and I get my edge right here, that little quarter-inch lip. There's a lip right there. Get that. Come around, and then feather it in. Feather it in. One more time. Feather that guy in. Feather this in. That in. You want to clean your door, just do like so. And take that. So if you guys have a window and door on order, not the end of the world. Again, it just takes a fellow like me a little bit longer to come out and do this, but J.I. and my boy Dan, we're pretty fast at this stuff. And for all you thinking, any of you folks thinking, wow, gee, that product he put in there to accelerator, is that compromising the integrity? No. All that's doing is giving it, instead of a 48-hour cure time, it cures in about 10 to 15 minutes. Or I can make a cure in 5 if I wish to, with the amount of limonite I put in there. Anyway, you guys get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and float all this. My name's Kirk. I'm with Kirk Giordano Plassi. We thank you folks for watching. And as usual, guys, we'll see you on the next one.